Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? Hope you're all doing very, very well. Now I know the world is not in a good place at the moment. It's mad, bad and very dangerous. Hugely volatile at the moment. It always has been, but now it just seems even worse than ever before. So I hope you're all keeping well and safe. Now, I've been absent for a few days on the channel because I've been very, very busy, just lots going on. And I've got a lot more going on the rest of this week as well. But a couple of great things were my wedding anniversary yesterday. Me and Mrs. Kilt-Man went out, partied, we wined and dined and yeah, and it was great. And on the Friday, I met Super Channel contributor and great friend of ours, Steve 007 Smith. Yes, Steve, who sends all of these things, these canvases you see all around the walls of the mansion. And we had a great big boozy sesh in Liverpool and put the world to rights. At least, I think we did. A lot of whiskey went down my neck for certain. Oh, speaking of which, cheers you all. Cheers, Steve. And cheers to the world and good luck. Now, I've mentioned this thing I'm going to talk about a few times in previous videos, and I even did a great big thing on the community section of YouTube saying, oh, I'm going to do this, and every time I announce something that I'm going to do, things get in the way and it doesn't happen. The big review for the film Outland, anybody? Yes, I know. But anyway, tarot cards. Yeah, whatever your beliefs are, they're linked inextricably with the occult, with the supernatural, with spooky ookiness and witchcraft and all that sort of thing. When really all they are the basis for the modern day playing cards. Trumps and suits, and you can play games with them. Blackjack, poker, I don't know, Texas hold 'em up, I don't know, I don't play cards. I can't play cards, I'm rubbish. But I've always been interested in tarot cards. And when I was a kid, well, when I was a teenager, I got a set of tarot cards. And the little guidebook you get with them, I studied that, oh God, and I thought, I'm a diviner now. I can interpret the cards and their meanings and give readings. I couldn't. When I was a bit older, I was going out with a girl who happened to be, here's me bragging here, a hairdresser, beautician and masseur, or is it masseuse? Whichever one it is. She's the female one. At least that's the way I remember her. And she was massively into crystals and talismans and all sorts of esoteric arts and that, which is kind of why I liked her. And I said, oh, I've got tarot cards. She said, oh, can you do us a reading? And so I went, yeah, of course I can. I couldn't. So I just made the whole thing up. But she saw value and meaning in everything that I said. And she's like, oh my God, she was older than me as well. And she was, oh my God, all my friends and all my clients, they're going to be into this. You can make some money out of this. Oh my God. So I then had to do readings for all of her friends. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I really didn't. I was just winging it. And it's true what they say about people. If you look at someone, what they're dressed in, what rings they're wearing, look at the way their makeup is or how their hair is, if they're wearing any badges, what kind of bag they've got. You know, you can make assumptions about someone's way of life. And if they're in the right frame of mind, they'll pretty much fall for anything you say. So it can be easily done. There are 99.999% of people practicing this sort of thing. Fortune telling, reading the cards, a crystal ball, a crystal, all that kind of crap. They are making it all up. And they're making assumptions based on how you look and how you react to certain things they say. It's all very psychological. And they get away with it because people, by and large, are gullible. Even the people that go in with a fully skeptic mind, they're like, nah, I'm not going to give nothing away, nothing at all here. Inevitably they do, and they will, hang on a minute, got that right. And they've opened the door, even if it's just a little crack, but they've opened the door, and suddenly, the master charlatan is in there and exploiting it for all it's worth. But, so I did readings for all her mates, and It was just complete bogus. It was complete make-believe, but they loved it. Anyway, what we didn't foretell was us breaking up very shortly afterwards. But hey ho, you know, life goes on. And but I kept that pack of tarot cards, and then I got another pack, and now I've got this pack. This, I didn't get them for their tarot capabilities. I got them because they are universal monsters. Look at that box. Look at it. It's gorgeously presented. I'll wait till you see the cards. But look at that. That's actually embossed as well. Some of this is actually raised, laminated, or whatever you call it. Frankenstein's monster, the creature there, the mummy. Is that the bride's up there? Dracula's over there. It's wonderful. Wonderful. But inside here, you have the full 78 card deck. That's your 22 major arcana cards. And then, what is it, 56 minor arcana cards. What they are, the 22 major ones, they are the milestones in your life. When you're doing a reading, and you can do them with the 22 or do them with the full set. But the 22 major ones, they're your big events in your life. You're going to get married, or you're going to get over this illness, or you know, you're going to get a new job. They're huge things. But the other, all the trump cards as they're called, all the suits, now there's many of them. They're the little daily incidentals. Oh yeah, you know, don't when you walk out of here, turn left, not right, because yeah, just trust me on this. You know, it's all the minor little things, your day-to-day living basis, and what keeps you happy. And they're not an evil thing. They're not evil. As I say, they form the basis of, you know, playing cards. People used to play games with the tarot cards. I don't know how you do it. I really don't know how you do it, because they're not numbered or structured in the way that playing cards are. But anyway, it was done. Before I show you these, here's not the first pack I got, but one I got much later. Look at that. Now these are real vintage cards. And this is the 1JJ tarot deck. And it's reprinted in full colour from woodcuts based on the original tarot designs. And it's got the full set in there. Probably have a look at them in a minute, because they're different from what you're going to see here. But Titan Books produced this, and they do a Lord of the Rings set as well, and I think they do some other sets. Might be a Star Trek one there as well, something like that. But I was hooked on this, especially as Halloween was coming up, and I got these 2 weeks ago, and that's how long I've been meaning to show you these things. But you know how distracted I get. And as I say, let's just linger on the packaging for a bit, because it's such a beautiful presentation. Titan Books, they do graphic novels and books and stuff. You didn't expect them to do something like this, but they do. So, let's just take you on a journey round. Yeah, beautifully illustrated. You know, you got bats there. Well, you got bats. You've got sort of like cogs. Not sure that's meant to represent. Possibly Frankenstein's monster, Frankenstein's laboratory, with the cogs and wheels and the gurney being lifted up to the air, you know, to meet the lightning bolts. You've got something else, and you've got what looks like a scarab, so that'll be the mummy there. But bats and stuff. It's all nice and descriptive and colourful on the back as well. And also upside down. Well done, Kilt-Man. Yeah. I know, I'm not. Don't bother trying to read it. I'll read it out to you. Includes a fully illustrated 78 card deck and a 128 page guidebook. The most famous movie monsters of all time have emerged from the shadows to guide your tarot readings in this ghostly take on the traditional tarot deck, featuring stunning original artwork inspired by classic tarot iconography. This 78 card deck depicts spine-chilling imagery and themes from the legendary Universal Pictures monster movies, including such iconic characters as Frankenstein's monster, Count Dracula, the Wolfman, it's behind me. Is it Panto season already? The Creature from the Black Lagoon, the Phantom of the Opera, and more. It is gorgeous. And then you slide it out like that, ooh, and a little yellow tongue pops out. And that is what lifts your guidebook out. I love this. It's so lustrously produced and put together. So you lift that and you pull out your guidebook. Right, now, I'm not going to linger too long on this because, for one thing, the writing in it is super, super small and the lighting in here is super, super shit. So with my super, super crap eyes, I will not be able to read any of it. But there's the Invisible Man there. Ring light could be a problem, just realised. It's going to warp out white pages. But it goes through all the cards in your Major Arcana and all the cards of your Minor Arcana. And in the case of this set, you know, they're pretty much all different. You've got, because it's involving all the main characters from these movies and a lot of supporting cast as well, and characters. And it's great that some do reoccur. But let's have a little look. Let's give credit where it's due. Tarot Deck Guidebook, written by Casey Gilley, illustrated by Joe Wilson. I'm presuming that Joe Wilson's illustrated all the cards as well. Yeah, at the back you've got about the author and about the, you can't see that at all, can you? About the illustrator. But Joe Wilson is an illustrator based in the UK, specialising in highly detailed hand-drawn illustrations and prints. Working with a combination of pencil, ink and digital colour, Joe's work takes form as a hybrid of the traditional and contemporary. He's best known for his ongoing work with 21st Amendment Brewery and his consistently popular cover artwork for David Mitchell's award-winning novel The Thousand Autumns of Jacob de Zoe. It gives you some sample spreads of the cards, you know, how to arrange the cards when you're doing a reading. And of course you've got, however the card comes out, there's one way of looking at it and another way of looking at it, a positive and a negative, depending on how the way the card comes out. Personally, I don't know how you'd play or do a reading with these cards, because if you're a respectable tarot reader, diviner, someone comes to you, they're not going to expect to see universal monsters unless you know or you can divine from them that they are a fan of the genre and the universal monsters in particular. In which case you go, I think these cards would be more appropriate. And then you get them out. The cards, I mean. Look, there's some great little... it basically got, there's the Wolfman there, stalking there. I'm just thinking now, are you going to be able to see these cards when I get them out? Because, again, you lift up. Well, you don't have to, you can just do this. And they're encased in, like, look at this. It's almost velvet lined casket, you could call it. Very, very appropriate. Very opulent and rich. Now, the backs of the cards are all the same. And what's clever about it is, underneath the, you have the full moon there, but you have the old Universal biplane from the era of the Universal monster movies, the biplane that go round the globe. So you've got the biplane there, you've got the all-seeing eye in the middle, you've got, the upturned version of that. In the corner, the bat, those cogs and wheels, another bat, and more cogs and wheels. But a gorgeous illustration, regardless. And, right, now, so as I say, you have the 22 Major Arcana and the 56 Minor Arcana. And we start off with, so the 22, they're the named cards. So these are, like, everyone goes, you've got the Lovers and you've got Death. And of course, death in the tarot cards does not mean death. It doesn't mean that at all. It means change, big change. The end of one thing, the beginning of something new. Out with the old, in with the new. The death of one idea, one ambition, one career, that sort of thing. It doesn't necessarily mean although it can do, but it's not, that does not tend to be the case. So we're going to go through the Major Arcana, and the Fool, it's Boris Karloff, it's Frankenstein's monster himself. Look, reaching up to the light and getting zapped by the ring light at the same time. How apt. Beautiful. The Magician. Well, who do you reckon that's going to be? It's going to be Dr. Frankenstein himself, Colin Clive. Oh, can you see that? He is doing the alive. It's alive, alive. Now I know what it truly feels like to be God. Yeah, there he is. Lots of oscillations and sort of snapping electricity going on there. That could have been a catastrophe then. I wasn't stacking these up very well. We have the High Priestess. I'm not entirely sure. I think that's Christina from Phantom of the Opera. So she's looking in the mirror there. In fact, if you look in the background, well, I don't know if you can see this. In the background there is a figure in robes, shadowy figure in robes, and of course that is Eric, the Phantom. So yeah. Oh, well, the Empress, Elsa Lanchester, as the Bride of Frankenstein. Of course, she also played Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley in the prologue to Bride of Frankenstein for Universal. She plays the woman that wrote Frankenstein, or the modern Prometheus. There she is, electrifying, gorgeous. That hairdo is fabulous, isn't it? The Empress. Now, if I remember rightly, the Empress is a matriarchal figure in your life. I mean, you can apply any sort of meaning on these cards. The whole point of tarot is that the reader interprets and divines from the layout of the cards and when you turn them over, what they reveal about the person in front of them who needs their fortune being told. You learn about the past, you learn about the present, you learn about the future, but it's all down to the psyche and the divination powers of the reader themselves. And they could be talking complete and utter crap. And as I said before, most of them are. The Emperor. Who's that going to be then? Well, he's not an emperor in the movies. He is a count, because it is Count Dracula. There he is, with his medallion there as well, the Bela Lugosi medallion. You have a bat up there in the top corner. I must admit, he doesn't look much like Bela Lugosi, but it's still a beautiful illustration, regardless. And the cards are such good quality, you know. Now, as I say, the weird thing is about these cards is that on the real ones, you can see it both. They're reversed on one edge, one side. Well, it'd be like the back of it there. It's the top and bottom, upside down and back to front, whatever. So depending on the card comes out, you can read it a different way, because each card has its positive side and its negative side. But these cards do not have that. So the reader would have to know, if it come out upside down, well, okay, I know what to say here. But again, it's all in the eye of the beholder. The Hierophant. And this is, see if you can guess who that is. Looks a bit steampunky, doesn't he, a little bit? Got a lantern there, got his big goggles on there, got his cape, he's out at night, he's got a sort of the look of someone who's on a mission, and he's carrying a great big crucifix. It's Van Helsing! Van Helsing, I tell you! He's probably got some stakes there as well, and a big mallet, but... The Lovers. Now, we're not talking Roger Moore and Jane Seymour from Live and Let Die, but The Lovers. Now, who's that there? You know, you could always assume that that's Mina Harker, well, Mina and Jonathan Harker. I don't think it is. I think that's Christina and the real guy that she loves in Phantom of the Opera. I think, and I forgot, is his name Francois or Jean-Pierre? I don't know what his name is. But that's The Lovers anyway. Down in the air, the catacombs, one presumes. Oh, here we go. Here's an old friend of mine. He's also behind me, just there. This is the Chariot. And it is someone rampaging through the woods, having ripped through his shirt and all that, and it's a full moon in the corner. It's the Wolfman. It's Lawrence Larry Talbot. fantastic. The green shirt on there. He's kind of not fully transformed there, I don't think. It's like he's just realised and he's going for it. So that would be a period of change. The chariot, do you go forth or do you get off the chariot and stop? That's the dilemma, isn't it? Of course, Larry's got a dilemma. What does he do? Hasn't got much of a choice though, has he? Once he's been bitten, that's it. He is the Wolfman. Strength. Now, what's this? Who is this? Oh God. Strength. See that? Now, there's a library of books behind him there. There's the paintings on the wall. One depicts a windmill on a hill, which of course is Frankenstein. And there's a castle on a hill in the other one. But that doesn't look very Frankensteinian to me. In fact, that could actually be Larry Talbot's dad. You know, played by Claude Rains. Could be. Not sure. I'm not sure about that. That guidebook does tell you, and it tells you how to divine the cards in each way, the plus and the minuses. But it does it by naming the characters as well. So it's all like he has a choice to make. Does he look after his son or does he kill the beast? That would be the dilemma, that you're working through. So it's everything in this deck is slanted towards the Universal monster horror movies, which of course that's the whole bloody point. You have the Hermit. Now you're down in the catacombs there, beneath the opera house. That of course is Eric the Phantom, on his gondola, down in the deep dank caverns. It's very good. They are very evocative images. I think, is he wearing his death mask from the Mask of the Red Death? Well, the Masked Ball. I don't know if he is or not. Can't quite tell. Oh look, this is a great one. This is the Wheel of Fortune. This is the Invisible Man, who again played by Claude Rains. Look at that. All the bandages are sort of wisping away from him. Don't know if you can see that properly. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's like the wind has struck up and it's unraveling him. All right. Now you see him. Now you don't. Ooh, Justice. Now I've got a feeling this is Phantom of the Opera again, but I don't know who it is. Is that the from the gendarme, the inspector? I don't know. Well, Justice, it's going to be a copper, isn't it? So yeah, very good. The Hanged Man. Now the clever thing about this, the Hanged Man is always depicted as hanging upside down from one ankle, and he's got his leg. The other leg is crossed behind the other one. And what they've done here for the Hanged Man is they've done the Gill Man, creature from the Black Lagoon, in a luxurious upside down underwater pose. Again, hanging by one leg, seemingly the other leg crossed behind the other. It's clever, isn't it? I mean, you can see a lot of thought's gone into this, and it's a beautiful image again. Yeah, the Hanged Man. Now that it's interpreted as a portent of doom, and maybe someone that you can't trust is about to enter your life, or they're already in your life, you just haven't realised that you can't trust them. I'll let you into a secret, folks. You can't trust anybody, so don't trust anyone. Simple as. Don't trust huskies which are pretending to be asleep on the settee over there, who has just woke up and is about to sneeze, good style. Oh, maybe we got away with it. Who we got now? We've got, it is Death. Now Death, it's the Mummy. It's Imhotep. There he is. Look at that. So he's down. The scroll of life will be there somewhere. The sarcophagus, that's him when he has been reincarnated. And it's the old, desiccated Boris Karloff with fabulous old age makeup. His crinkly skin. You only see him in the wrappings for just the opening of the movie, and only then, albeit very briefly, there he is, Death, because he's conquered death, and he wants to live again with the reincarnation of his old bride. Isn't it always the way? It's a good... I don't know if you can see that, but his eyes are glowing red there. Very good. Ah, it's me old mate Larry. And he's contemplating the wolf-headed cane. The silver wolf-headed cane, which will kill him. Which kills Bela Lugosi as the original werewolf, and then will kill him. And what is he? Temperance. Temperance. That is trying to control your urges. It doesn't just mean not drinking. I'll just prove that. I've got temperance, but not when it comes to this. Cheers, y'all. But there he is in his suit and all that. And that must be Conliff's antique shop. Oh. Speak of wolves, and they shall appear. Incidentally, us temperate folk always have one of these lurking nearby. And this came courtesy of Steve W. Smith as well, quite many moons ago. And what a wonderful bit of kit that is. A perfect replica of the original Wolfman cane. It's just, I love this. Love it. It's the prop for movies I always wanted. And Steve knew that. And he got someone to make it for me. And it's utterly magnificent. So there he is, Larry. Hope you're enjoying these cards, because I think where did I put the cards? Oh. And there's a lot more to go through, folks. Oh, we got the devil here. Now, what's this? No, this looks voodoo inspired, but I really can't tell. You've got some kind of ritual taking place. Although the ring light's making it look very bright and white, it's actually red. It's red hued, and they've got red eyes. That's definitely voodoo inspired. That. Do you know what? I'm going to have a little look at this, because I don't want to be outsmarted by these cards. So the devil. Right, who is it meant to be? Whether they appear as wolves, bats, or wives, this unholy trio is ready to hasten your demise. They're the brides. They're Dracula's brides. That's what they are. But they do look sort of tribal and Haitian at the same time. But they are the brides of Dracula. Well, that's a strange depiction there. Huh. But it's a good illustration though, and it is very evocative. The tower. No, what do you reckon that's going to be? Come on, tower. A high structured edifice. Usually depicted, the tower usually is crumbling down. Again, descriptive of change or a big mistake that's been made, or don't go down that path, because don't take that job. It's going to end in ruination. And it's a big stone tower, and it's crumbling from the top down. A sudden horrible feeling then when I said that. I won't go into that, but thinking about current events. It is the windmill on the hill from the end of Frankenstein. Look at it. I don't know if you can quite see that. I do apologise again. I've got to try to find the right angle so you can see it. That's a beautiful depiction, that. You've got lightning there as well. You've got the ominous clouds. The whole thing has erupted into flames. I'm not sure if you can see the characters, because of course Colin Clive as Frankenstein leaps over, or gets thrown over the top balcony thing and lands on one of the sails on the windmill. And you got Boris Karloff's like, to all the peasantry who've arrived with their flaming torches. Beautiful. The star. This can only be Christina from Phantom of the Opera. Can only be. There she is. See, you can see the colours right now, can't you? I've got to try and get that angle all the time. Look at that. Look at the greens and the sort of moon glow on her face. Isn't it beautiful? The star, of course, being used and exploited. Oh, the moon. I wonder who. There he is. Yes. Doesn't really do any howling, does he? You know, there's a bit of snarling stuff, but there he is with the moon. That's a gorgeous shot, that. And a pretty good depiction of the Jack P. Pierce makeup on Lon Chaney Jr. Pretty good. No, you should see him that way. You've got the little snouty bit. You got the underbite. You've got the yak hair rug on his head and his face. That's fantastic. Here we got now. The sun, and it is Julia or Julie Adams from Creature from the Black Lagoon. There she is reclining on the side of the boat, which is making its foolhardy trip down the Amazon. And she will meet the slimy love of her life, the Gill-Man, Rico Browning, who played the Gill-Man. Very daring, risque stuff as well, because even though it's 1950s, she's still showing a lot of flesh, a lot of curves in her swimsuit. And she's sinuously, sexually swimming across the top of the lagoon, and Gill-Man's underneath, simulating, mimicking her movements. And it is a ballet, but it's very raunchy at the same time. It's meant to be. Of course, Spielberg simulated that, of course, with Jaws, with Bruce the Shark looking up at Susan Backlany playing Chrissy Watkins as she makes that foolish skinny dip across the sea. Look at that. Beautiful. We're on to Judgment now, and it's Zita Johann, who's the reincarnated bride of Imhotep from The Mummy. Zita Johann, and again, that was pre-Hays Code, very risky. Her nipples are on show during some of these shots, and there's a fair bit of sexiness to her. Don't know if you can see that look there, but let's get that right. You see, once again, I'm in this sort of catch-22 scenario. If I turn the ring lights off, you're going to see sod all. If I leave it on, I've got to turn them at these obscure angles. But there she is. Judgment. And here's the world. So what's the world going to be? It is that universal logo. The globe and the biplane. Very clever. They put some thought into this and how to apply it to the actual cards themselves, and yet still tell a story and keep that homage rife. Beautiful, that. What I like about that is that the clouds around the globe appear to be cracked across the centre, going behind. Yeah, see these two bits there and on the other side there. It's like the firmament has been cracked, you know. Beautiful. So now we go on to the actual suits themselves. So you've had there the 22 major arcana. Now you've got the 56. yeah. And we are going to go through them all. Yes, we are. Because I do think they're all different. I think they are. I could be found to be wrong here, but right. King of Candles. So the suits are, what are the suits in this? Candles, crypts, claws, castles. You know, like your hearts, your clubs, your spades, and the other one. Diamonds, that's the one. So you have the King of Candles. Now, looking at the fez there, we're talking the Mummy. But that is that Arnott Bay? They made so many Mummy movies, all of, ever decreasing value. The first one is a classic, although the Mummy's barely in it, in the typical Mummy form. But yeah, but in the later movies, he's always got someone who's They defiled you, Caris, you become. They defiled your crypt, your sarcophagus, Caris. Now we must make these infidels pay. So there'd be some fez-wearing swine who's making the mummy do his bidding by slaying all these other people, these interlopers. So that'll be him. The Queen of Candles. Now, again, I'm not sure about this one now. That could be, looking at the hand there and looking where it is, that again could be Christina from Phantom of the Opera. But I don't know. Look at that string, that's a green hand there. Is it actually? And no, the fingernails are pointed. That's Mina, isn't it? That's Mina. Or is it Lucy? From Dracula. Oh, hey, speaking of Dracula. Oh no, it's not. This is the Knight of Candles. And it looks like Van Helsing, but it is Edward Van Sloan from The Mummy. And he's got the sarcophagus there. You can see all the Egyptian iconography there. And I forgot the name of the professor he plays in The Mummy. And The Mummy's fantastic. People go, it's so slow, it's so stagey and theatrical. It actually isn't. It does have a lot of incident to it, and it's fantastically poetic and eloquent sort of atmosphere and ambience, and it's very inordinately creepy. But it's Edward Van Sloan who played Van Helsing, plays that guy as well. I can't remember his name now. Page of Candles. I'm going again with Dracula on that. Mina, perhaps. Don't know. The book will tell you, but I'm not sure who that is. Ace of Candles, right? And it's literally just someone is lighting a lucifer from a candle. And I have zero idea. Is the shape of that flame meant to be significant, do you think? I don't know. But yeah. Pizzazz. That could be anything. That could be Frankenstein, it could be Dracula, it could be Phantom of the Opera again. I don't know. And we've got a swinging lantern here. This is the Two of Candles. Now that is in the hold of a ship. That's the Demeter. So that is Dracula. So that's Dracula's casket there in the hold. And you've got these swinging lanterns there. Yeah, that's the Demeter. 100%. Oh God! And now we've got more lanterns swinging. This is the Three of Candles. Now, although you've got what could be the ship's wheel down there, it's not. That's a wagon wheel because you've got trees in the background. That presumably is Dracula's carriage, or the carriage taking Jonathan Harker to Castle Dracula in Transylvania. Very enigmatic. I love the greens. They seem to glow, don't they? See, even without the ring light, I'm looking at it here, they do seem to glow. Look, you can see that now. That's clever, isn't it? What was that? The three. This is the Four of Candles. And I think the name here will give it away. So this presumably would be from Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, because there is the crypt of Larry Talbot, where the two idiotic grave robbers break into and pay the price. Well, one certainly does. Eight don't break into a wolfman's grave on the night of a full moon, or the full moon shining through the mausoleum window. And then once you open the casket, don't remove the wolf bait that's covering him. And one of them is the guy that played the gravedigger in The Wolfman, who is the Wolfman's only victim. He only kills one person in The Wolfman. Well, admittedly, before he's a Wolfman, he kills Bela Lugosi, but can you really count that? It's self-defense. But that's that's Larry Talbot's crypt. Now, if you can't guess what this one is, so this is the Five of Candles. So you got more swinging lights, but you got a lot of crystal there as well. It's a chandelier! A chandelier, I tells ye. What's that from then? The biggest set piece in, of course, Phantom of the Opera. The crashing chandelier. That's that. The Six of Candles. Do you know what? I'm such an idiot. I'll keep going. Like it's more lanterns. It's more candles. The trump, the suit is candles. Of course, they're fucking candles and lights. It's got more candles there. Is that a Bunsen burner? You've got there's Bunsen burners there. That will be either the Invisible Man or it's going to be Frankenstein. One of them. There you go. Again, spectral sort of colouring on the flames themselves. The Seven of Candles. Ooh, no, what's this? These are mostly melted candles in some kind of bowl. Very ochre and brown tinged. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know what that is. I'm thinking the Mummy. I don't know. I don't know. Candles in a bowl. And of course, this had to be, didn't it? This is the Eight of Candles. It's those pesky villagers that put pay to all your nefarious plans. You know, you're trying to play God and they come up at the end. Oh, they're going to burn your castle down. They're going to come after the vampires. Excuse me. So there they all are, the mob. It is the mob. Look at them. Now don't forget, all these cards, all of these suits, they're all for your day-to-day incidental. So if you get drawn that card, watch out, because they're outside waiting for you. The mob. Very definitely this will be, what was that? This will be the 9 of candles. Again, reflected in a mirror, very opulent sort of curtains and surroundings. It's the Phantom again, isn't it? It's the Phantom. Right, 10 of Candles. And then there's a female hand. Oh, is it a female hand? Not sure now. Holding a candelabra, and obviously heading downwards into a crypt. I'm going with Dracula on this, or again, it could be the Phantom again. It could be. I'm going with Dracula. There we go. Beautifully illustrated again. Now we're on to the crypts. This is the suit of crypts, and you have the King of Crypts. Now you think you know who that's going to be, but it actually is. I think Van Helsing. He's got a lantern somewhere off screen, and there's obviously a coffin. So he's going to do some damage, or it could be Jonathan Harker actually. Could be Jonathan Harker, but the King of Crypts is going to be Van Helsing. He's the one who goes in there and does all the damage. So there you go. Oh, and there's a card stuck behind that one. Oh, I hope I haven't missed any out. Right, the Queen of Crypts, and it's Maliva, the gypsy queen. There's a full moon there as well. Oh, is that meant to be a crystal ball? No, that's a full moon above her. Played by Madame Maria Uspenskaya, who sadly killed herself by smoking in bed. Oops-a-daisy. Went up in flames. So should she be in the candles, do you think? Like 10 of candles, like 10 ciggies in her gob, lying on a pillow. But Madame Uspenskaya as Maliva, who is tragic and forlorn and yet spooky in the first movie, and then just a really caring soul in Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, just trying to help Larry Talbot find peace from the chaos of the Wolfman. The way you walk is thorny, through no fault of your own. Fantastic. Oh, I'm gonna have a wee dram to Maria Uspenskaya. Cheers, y'all. I said don't trust anyone, least of all gypsies. But I'd trust her. I would. I wouldn't trust her not to smoke in bed, but I'd trust her. The Knight of Crypts. Now this guy, that's got to be Phantom of the Opera. Again, that's Christina's paramour, I think. But I think so. I do know Phantom of the Opera pretty well, but I'm not. A lot of the characters' names I've forgotten. I'll be honest, it's not my favourite of the Hammer. That'll be his fault, getting in the way. The Universal Pantheon. Some great stuff there. Lon Chaney Sr. in the original Phantom of the Opera is magnificent. The later version with oh god, what's his name? Oh, it's Claude Rains again. No, Herbert Lom in the. Hang on a second. Oh, Kilt-Man, you've got yourself confused with all your phantoms. They did it again in colour with Claude Rains, and it's basically a musical. Herbert Lom was in the Hammer version. Yeah. And even that isn't spectacularly good. Again, the chandelier crash is still a major set piece, but anyway. Okay, The Page of Crypts, and it's a wonderful shot of Elsa Lanchester as the bride. That feral hiss that she does. And you got poor Frankenstein's monster. It's like, mate, friend, yeah. We belong dead. Ooh, the Ace of Crypts. Okay, look at this. This is great. It's Bella, baby, it's Bella. Oh, wrong way around. That way. Oh no, that's the right way around, isn't it? Lifting the lid of the casket. With them spidery fingers with the wicked claws at the end. Look at that. It's great, isn't it? And a hint of what might be in there. Right. The Two of Crypts is... Ooh, shit. I don't know what this is. Oh, I'm going to feel really dumb now. God. I think some of these cards are getting stuck together. No, they're not. Two tombstones, two roses. Who's that? Oh shit, who's that? A name on a tombstone would be helpful. But they're two together, entwined, roses in love. What would that be? Answers on a postcard, please. I can't think what that is. We've got more crypts here underneath the moon. And we've got some dates, 1840, 17, smudge, and 1893. And, yeah. See, look at that. Looks great, doesn't it? You've got a full moon in a blood red sky. And the three tombstones are blood red. 1840, 17, something or other, 1893. That'll be the three brides. The three brides of Dracula. You'll have obviously, they'd have clawed their way out of that ground, but... I could be wrong about that again. Ooh, and now you get the Four of Crypts. Oh, now what's this? Oh, I see. These are quite cryptic. Look at that. That does not look great. In that weird sort of twilight turquoisey blue. And that's a crypt that's been sealed up. One would presume Dracula again? I don't know. Could be. Could be. I don't know. What was that? What was that one? The Four of Crypts. Yeah. And the Five of Crypts. Yeah, it's Roman numerals, mate. I'm just like, oh shit, what does that mean again? Now that'll be the Wolfman. You've got a full moon up there. You've got the gravedigger's spade there beside the open grave. You've got the other graves there. Bit of tree in the background. That'll be the gravedigger that gets killed by Larry Talbot on his first night of prowling in the Wolfman. I swear to God, that'll be it. Or could it be Frankenstein and Fritz digging up bodies? No. Here we go again, right? So this is the Six of Crypts, and we have a rather lovely, grandly Gothic tomb, headstone, Again, with a pot of roses. Skull and crossbones. Could be anything, that. I honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I was hoping for some kind of like reference in the face to maybe a mask. Eric, the Phantom. I don't know. I don't know. And, oh, well, this could be anything again. So now we've got the 7 of crypts and a lot of tombstones, a lot of mausoleums, a lot of crypts, and a lot of fog as well. Again, could be Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, but I would have thought there would be a full moon up there above. So I don't know. Could be anything. A lot of these movies have scenes in graveyards. Here's the 8 of crypts, and it's a broken chalice, which again could be a crypt. A crypt is just where you store something of memory, something of old, something dead, something borrowed, something. It's where you store things. So there's a crypt, or certainly an urn. So was there ashes in there? Is there ashes on this? Again, it's cracked, and it's depicted with like some kind of almost flowery mosaic on it. Is that from the Mummy? No, that's the Phantom again, isn't it? Because he cracks the chalice, doesn't he? This is almost like my specialist subject, and I'm struggling, because some of these, I know I've got the book here. This little bloody book will tell you, but I don't want to do that. So what's this? The 9 of crypts, and it's a skull surrounded by golden coins. I think they're golden. Yes, they are golden coins. And again, I feel utterly stupid because I do not know what that is. I don't know. For a second I was thinking of White Zombie then, because it's voodoo, but the White Zombie's not a Universal movie. Oh God. I don't know. I'll have to just agree to not know. The 10 of crypts, and you've got two skeletons entwined. I'm thinking the pledging of love like this is the Mummy. And Phantom again. But you don't ever get to see that sort of image. So I don't know. Are they just taking massive poetic license? Yes, they probably are. But I've got a feeling that all of these things do signify something. The king... Oh, we're on to claws now. The king of claws. Hang on, have we missed something out there? Oh, there's only one ace. That's right, there's only one ace in the full pack, which we had before. So I was looking for an ace on that one. The king of claws. It's old, Van Helsing again. Look, I don't know if you can see in his goggles there, his crucifix is shining, which is obviously a reflection of the crucifix he's holding. And you've got an undead hand in shadow reaching for him. But look at that. There's a whole steampunk look to the way they've done him in these cards. Only because he does, Edward Van Sloan wears glasses and in the movies. But the way that they've lit them up, and almost every time you see him depicted, it's almost like they are steampunk goggles. So you can see what I mean, can't you? But there he is. He's the king of crypts. Claws. I'm sure he was the king of crypts as well, wasn't he? If we cast our minds back. The queen of claws. Holy shit, who's this? Oh, she's clutching a sword there, folks. I'm going with Mina Harker. Vengeance, Mina Harker. Not the way you see her in the movie, of course, but that's what I'm thinking. I can't think of anybody else that it would go along with. The Knight of Claws. You know who that is. It's Eric again at the masked ball. Yeah, fantastic. Beautifully depicted. See, when I turn the card, you can see just how red and opulent that really is. It's lush. See, you want these cards, don't you? Because they are bloody beautiful. Page of Claws. Now, can you see what he's holding there? Yeah, it's the creature from that lagoon. From one of the best examples ever of 3D ever. And you can take your James Cameron Avatar stuff and you can shove it where 3D don't shine. And the original 1950s creature from that lagoon, shot in 3D, has some of the best depth of field, fully three-dimensional, puts you in the jungle, and the plates and stuff going back and back and back are sumptuous, really puts you in there. And that claw, which is found from like a previous Kilt-Man, they find it in a clay wall and it comes out like that, and you're sitting there. I still own a 3D TV and still use it in that capacity for these movies. And I swear to God, when that comes out and the camera goes in close, it literally goes right over, well, not over your head, but over to, well, depending on where you're sitting, obviously, but where I tend to sit, it's going over my left shoulder, and you're like that. It's there. It's fucking amazing. So that's that. That's finding a previous Kilt-Man's fossilized claws. Brilliant. And the Ace of... Oh. What did I just say? Only one's got an ace. Well, another ace here. I don't know what I'm talking about, do I? It's the Kilt-Man again. Look at that. Oh, scaly buddy of ours. Bit of a loner as well, like, but you know, he likes the ladies. Oh, that's quite enigmatic as well, isn't it? Reaching up, and you know what he's reaching for? Julie Adams. She was known as credited as Julie Adams, but she's also Julia Adams as well. These divas, eh? You know. Now we have the Two of Claws, and it is, that's old Wolfie. I mean, Lon's Wolfman didn't have huge, long, razor-backed bloody claws. They were just simple, pointed nails, basically. Still do some damage. But there he is. Nice and enigmatic again. And the Three of Claws. Well, there's a big giveaway there. Coming out of a casket, and there's clearly a bat emblem on that casket. It's Dracky Pants again. It's old Bella. Yeah. Beautiful though, isn't it? Should there not be like an armadillo on one of these? Because of course, Todd Browning's Dracula, 1931, famously had armadillos walking around in the air in the crypt in the mausoleum. In Transylvania. The Four of Claws. Well, that's not the mummy. That is not the mummy. That is the Bride of Frankenstein. You can tell by the fingernails. And the fact that she's clearly strapped down onto, you know, a table. Curious word to choke on, isn't it? Table. The Five of Claws. This is the mummy. The robes and the ring there. Can you see that? Yeah. That's Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff playing the mummy Imhotep. But if you notice what he's doing there, he's doing Bella's Dracula. When he does the mesmer stare and does the hand like that. That's what he's doing. He's doing now. As I say, incidental music is by Jerry Goldsmith. And it's from Psycho 2. Look. This is the Six of Claws. And it is... Oh, and there's a doomed romance. The tarot cards would have foretold that. Yeah, we belong dead. Oh, God. She doesn't want him. Doesn't like him. Takes one look at him and it's... Oh, but hand in hand there. Oh, that's kind of cute, that, isn't it? And you've got the you can see the sutures on Frankenstein's on Boris's wrist where he stitched the hand onto his arm. This is the Seven of Claws, and it's the Invisible Man. He probably has a lot more cards than you think. You just can't see him. But yeah, you can see like just the wrappings of his bandages, and he's got his candle there, incense. No, it's not a candle. It's a test tube. Test tube, Kilt-Man, you fool. It's a test tube bubbling away. That's a great image, though, isn't it? Look at that. Again, very colourful, and it's almost like look at it. Look, the green is glowing there, like the Reanimator fluid from Reanimator. These are so gorgeously coloured and illustrated. It just is amazing. I can do nothing but recommend these. The Eight of Claws, and we're talking Gill-Man again. It's where Gill-Man destroys the nets that he put out to catch him and breaks his way through. Look at him. Brilliant. Brilliant. A lot of these films I have covered on the channel, just to remind you. It's Lon Senior as the Phantom, being unmasked. And that rictus grin, rictus face of his. Terrible, ghastly. One of the big shock moments in cinema. Beautiful. Oh, the Ten of Claws. It's Larry Talbot lying in state at the end. Dead boy. Just because obviously he retransforms into Lon Chaney. Lon Chaney Jr. But that's nicely done. Like he's lying at peace, but as the Wolfman. Something he never had in lifetime as the Wolfman. Peace. You know what? I wouldn't mind being a Wolfman. There are those that claim to have seen me leaping from roof to roof and prowling around the cemetery at night, you know, in nothing but a kilt and fare. And they'd be right. Doesn't mean I'm a Wolfman then, does it? Does it? The King of we're on castles now. The King of Castles. And that is our big hero from Creature of Black Lagoon with his spear gun. You've got a prize jerk-off who's not the hero at all. And you've got the real hero guy. That's the bad guy. That's the bad guy, I think. The King of Castles. Now, Queen of Castles. Oh, now I'm not sure about who this might be. Hasn't got the hair of Christina from Phantom of the Opera, and yet she's clutching a rose. Is that Mina again? Oh God, I don't know. I really don't know. Oh, you guys have seen it before I did. The bloody big shadow in the background is Dracula. I couldn't see that down here because it was in shadow, but now we can see it. Look at the background, the outstretched hand, the spidery hand. It's Dracula again, yeah. Now this is definitely Phantom of the Opera. The Knight of Castles. They're discussing opera rewrites there. There is a chandelier, not a fully equipped chandelier hanging above them. Yeah, it hasn't been bedecked in all its crystals yet. But there they are, discussing it all. Nice little grey, blonde, white streak in the hair there. Yeah. Oh, look. I wonder where he was. Page of Castles. It's Fritz. With the wrong brain. This will do for the master. You know, yeah, no. Not him. Oh, of course, in Young Frankenstein, it's Igor. No, it's pronounced Igor. Igor, just come here. Everything's okay. Yes, master. Just don't sit down. That brain you brought back, it wasn't Hans Delbruck, was it? No. That's all right. Look, whose brain is it that you brought back then? Abby someone. Abby someone. Yeah. Abby who? Abby Normal, I think it said. Abby Normal. Abby Normal, yeah. You had me put an abnormal brain inside the body of an 8-foot-tall gorilla. It's Fritz. And a very fateful mistake that he makes. Drops the brain. Shit. Oh, this one will do. the Ace of Castles. What lunacy was I spouting before about there only being one ace in the pack? What an idiot. There's about... well, there's loads of them. Here's the Ace of Castles. Ooh, now it could be Castle Dracula, it could be Castle Frankenstein. They both look just like that. With the lightning, figuratively, Castle Frankenstein. I don't know. It's just a big gothic looming castle on a mountaintop with a stormy backdrop. Now, wouldn't we all love one of those? The Two of Castles is actually, that was Castle Frankenstein. This is Castle Dracula. That's Castle Dracula there. Because that's the Transylvanian Alps, Transylvanian mountains, Carpathians. There you go. And you can see down below, see a little light down here. That's the doors opening. Yeah. There's a few lights on in there, which makes it even more spectrally weird. What did I say about armadillos? Armadillos. Ding, 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 ding. They're there. Ah, look at them. What the hell are they doing there? In the Carpathians? Really? I don't know. You get them in Hollywood, in California. You get them there. And he was straight onto the set. Isn't that great? Great little shot. It's Talbot Manor. Home to the Talbots. And heir to the throne, Lawrence Talbot. He's more like heir to the throne. Look at that. That's great. And of course, it's a pretty naff sort of model shot when they approach it at the start of the Wolfman. And you got the driver there like that, and is it a Rolls Royce or whatever the hell it is, like Bentley, I don't know. And opens up and like, Talbot Manor, Mr. Larry, and like Lon Chaney just goes, like, that's mine. I inherit this place. And he goes, psh, and slaps the driver. The driver's just like that. Little do they know, it's all going to end in absolute disaster, tragedy, and infamy. Here's the Five of Castles. Now that looks more like from Son of Frankenstein. Oh no, hang on, no, it's ruined, half of it's, no. Oh, it is one of the Frankenstein abodes from one of the movies, wrecked after being, all them villagers with them flaming torches. Yeah, what they did to it. Look at that. It's great though. It is definitely ruined. Here's another one. Now, I'm not sure about this one. So this is the Six of Castles. And again, it could be anywhere. It's a full moon there. That's not Talbot Manor. And with the tower there as well. Again, I'm reminded of young Frankenstein. Son of Frankenstein. I don't know. Could be anywhere. Is it the Invisible Man? Is it his house laboratory? Oh, I don't know. The Seven of Castles. Now, this looks like Son of Frankenstein, where you have they go to the old watchtower, where, what's his name? Oh God, playing Basil Rathbone, playing the Son of Frankenstein. finds all the evidence of the experiments his father did, and then resumes them. I think that's there. Hard to tell. The Eight of Castles. Now this has got to be... Well, I don't know. Again, it could be a couple of things. You've got a bloke there at a barred window looking at a castle, and there's a full moon. There's a full moon looming down at the top there. I don't know if you can see that. That is not a cloud. That's actually a full moon looming down. So if the moon was that fucking close, Jesus, you wouldn't have to worry about having bars on the window. So that could be Larry Talbot there, straining at the bit, trying to get out. But looking at the castle, it kind of reminds me more of Jonathan Harker being trapped in Castle Dracula. Which, yeah, I don't know. Still looks great though. Well, now this one. So this is the 9 of Castles, and I seriously do not know what this one is at all. With the flags flying and the pageantry there. I don't know. That kind of reminds me more of Phantom of the Opera and one of the sets that they build. I don't know. I don't know. What's on the flags? I don't know. That stumped me, that one. Last card, folks. It's the last card. The 10 of Castles. And what's that? Is that Phantom? That's not the Opera House. But it could be. I don't know what it is. Oh no, it's a big stately home with a big glass dome. Hey, I'm a poet and I don't know it. Look at that though. Beautiful, beautiful illustration again. Folks, you've just been through all the 78 cards there. And with my ridiculous commentary at the top of them, they are fantastic. They are thick, they are so well designed, presented, and the illustrations are utterly gorgeous and breathtaking. I have now forgotten how much I paid for this, but it wasn't a great deal. £20, $19.99, something like that, I think. And if you're into your gothic horror movies, and in particular Universal monster movies, this is a must-buy. At this time of year, this is a must-buy. Any time of year. Halloween can be any day of the year you damn well want it to be. It can be every day. The box, again. Look at it. And you've got this your little pull-out bind ribbon. Gorgeously. It feels wonderful. One of them boxes you go, oh, it's got that silky feel to it. And obviously, you know, the main cover. What you see there is what you get. All of them guys and more besides. A healthy, huge, whether you're asked about tarot cards or not, and I would suspect that most people who pick these up will not be that bothered about them. You want to get tarot cards, you tend to get your normal tarot cards. But these are, yeah, a gimmick, that an homage to Universal Horror, but flavoured with tarot. And you could still use them, I suppose. I just don't think anyone would. I don't think, I wouldn't, even though I was still doing it and still pretending that I knew what the hell I was talking about with tarot cards. I don't think I'd be using these. No, I'd use these. I'll show you them in a second. So let's just put these guys back. Hang on a sec. Yeah, let's get this right. Let's get this show on the road. So your cards go in, and you put your booklet again. Every card is discussed, but sort of in terms of the characters themselves. So again, it's what it kind of gives it a separate leaning away from tarot and its meanings, I think. But at least it does tell you kind of like who these people are. And I did struggle with a few of them, didn't I? What was the last one? Let's have a look at the last one again. And it does give you some, like the Wolf's Moon, like layout for a reading. And there's how long's a piece of string? You know, opinions are like arseholes, everyone's got one. Every single person could have their own layout that they want to use. It doesn't matter. There's the time-honoured ones, the revered ones, the traditional ones. But if you're the reader, you know, you can do whatever the hell you want. Of course you can. The monster lives. Only 3 cards there, and you can self-read. You know, the Wolf's Moon, Van Helsing's Cross, the spread of cards they call them. Preparing to read tarot, caring for your deck, tarot readings. It doesn't give you a great deal about any of that, like. But sorry, I'm trying to show you this. Right, that final one. It's the Paris Opera House. I did say that, didn't I? I said the Opera House. So, but it is. That's what it was. The Paris Opera House. And this one, the one with the pennants and flags flying from it. Let's have a read. So they talk about, you know, you've got the reverse in the depictions here. It's in the light and then in the shadows. So the positive and negative. A husky foot suddenly appeared there. Well, that one with the flags actually references the Wolfman. The in the light positive side gives nothing away. But the in the shadows bit says, when reversed, this card may find you questioning whether your best and most impressive efforts are good enough. This negative narrative is more vicious than a wolfman's bite, so try to close the gates against the damaging self-talk. So it just throws in Wolfman's bite there, but that's got nothing to do with Wolfman at all. Anyway, so we're going to put that back in there. We're going to put this lovely delicate ribbon back on top, and we're going to seal this tarot casket with a lovely, don't know if you got that, the sliding and the expulsion of air, like a dog fart. Which I really shouldn't have said that, because I'm at the business end. So I'll just quickly show you these. Now these are old. When I say old, they're based on the old woodcuts, but I've had them for way over 20 years. Right, it did say, you know, you get a little brochure on how to do them. Look at this, and the writing on it is, you need one of them fucking Harvard telescopes where they can analyse the atoms before you can read any of this. Jesus, and there's all different layouts again. But anyway, show you these though. So again, you know, the suits, you got just numbered. So that's cups, obviously. So there's not much going on there. But with the Universal Horrors, you've got every card's different. Every card is different. Oh, damn it. Look, it's all in bloody French. Or, in fact, it's in Swiss, actually. Valet de coupe. Valet de coupe. Oh, no, it's not. It's in French, isn't it? They are a Swiss deck, but it's actually in French. Chevalier de coupe. Look, he's got a big goblet of wine. He's riding a horse. You shouldn't drink and ride, should you? They've all got big fucking... Oh, it's because it's cups, isn't it? Oh, one day I'll get the hang of this. But as I say, these are all like depicted from old woodcuts. But what came first? The woodcuts? I mean, you weren't playing tarot with fucking woodcuts, were you? Or were you? I don't know. Before they pulped it into paper. Maybe you did. So you got like I don't know, trump cards, shit like that. Yeah. See, these are all the suits and that. Oh God. And there's not a great deal. That's swords, obviously. There's a big sword in the middle. A lot of curvy bent swords as well. Le Battleur. Is that the juggler? The magician. The magician. Le Battleur. La Force. That's strength. La Force. In it, you've got some guy battling it. What's he battling there? A very curious looking lion. L'ermite. The hermit. Yeah. Who was he in that? Was it Van Helsing? Can't remember now. Oh, you know, you've got a Joker. There's always a Joker, isn't there? Always one of these bastards. You know. Keep saying, you know, don't trust anyone. Don't never trust a jester, a joker, or a clown. The sun. Ooh, these are getting warped out quite a bit, aren't they? The chariot. Actually has got a chariot on it. The justice. Got the scales there. Le Monde. Le Monde, what's that? Is that the moon? No, it's not the moon, is it? Le Monde. I don't know what that is. I don't know. The lovers. L'amour. Le Monde. The world. Le Judgment. You got some cherub blowing a horn in some guy's face there. Get your hand off him. Oh, it's the falling tower. It says Le Maison de Diet. But you can see someone struck that tower there. It's all crumbling down. Oh, I got another. Oh. It's death. Hard at work there, got his side. He hasn't got the muscles to use that side, has he? Let's be honest, he's just bone. Death. And here's the hangman, the original hangman. Again, see? 1 foot, 1 leg behind the other. La Lune, that's the moon. The moon. Looks like the moon's being sick. The devil. And you got some poor maiden there, I think. Who's like got a head in her hands, sobbing. Because this guy's come for her. You'll come with me. Do you know a good chiropodist? Look at these hooves, cloven. Not good. And they've got a hairy bum. Junon? What's Junon? Oh shit, I don't know what that is. She's parade. There's a woman who's proud to parade around with a big cock. Jupiter. He's like, fucking hell. Have I got to? Really? Have I got to? Why? What's the point? The Empress. Yeah. A woman with power in a man's world. Oh, and the Emperor. The guy who thinks he's got power in a man's world, but really he's married to the Empress and she's got all the power. Yeah. Temperance. Temperance. What's she pouring into that jug there? She's pouring stuff from one jug into another jug. Is that all she does all day? Just no. Sit down and have a bevy instead, hon. You know? Valet du bâton. Which I don't know what that means. Slave with batons. I don't know. Roy. This guy's name's Roy. Roy de Espes. He's got armour on and a big sword. I don't know what he does. And he appears to be floating. Oh no, sorry, I can see the legs of the chair he's sitting on now. It did look like he was just floating on his bum there. Okay, another trump card. Valet du denier. No idea. Does he smash plates like the Greeks do? Is that what he does? Chevalier du deniers. Yeah, these fucking animals look really strange. That's the most bizarre looking horse I've ever seen. There he is. Chevalier. Reine de denier. Now that's a guy with the... We've just seen him, haven't we? Just seen him tossing plates. Oh. That was baton, so it's Chevalier du Baton. So he's got like a big war club there. Well, his horse looks like a proper horse, except that it's got the legs of a pygmy. So it's like a little Shetland pony he's on. And there's Roy again. Roy du Baton. Valet d'épée. So we're on swords now. Look at that. Nice manly pair of trunks he's wearing there. Reine d'épée. Yeah, I'm hurrying up with this now. Look at that fucking horse on that. The state of that horse. You giddy up. That's a piss take, that. That's one of those horses there. He's got a suit on. They're fake legs. There's a fake horse, and his legs are running down the back there, and he's running around. It's just him in a costume with a fake horse. Not fooling me, mate. Chevalier d'épée. Reine du Baton. The Holy Grail. He chose poorly. Grails. There's cups in it. It's cups. Cups. What have we got here? The Wheel of Fortune. Place your bets. La Roue de Fortune. It's a strange group of people pissing around with this. You've got a blindfolded nymph with really muscular legs. You've got another strange dude who's fallen off the wheel, and you've got a couple fighting over what looks like a great big hazelnut on top of the wheel. Make of that what you will. It's a Wheel of Fortune. L'Étoile. Isn't that where? What's that meant to be? Forgotten now. L'Étoile. Oh, is it Le Toilette? And that's why she's pouring water, because she's constipated and she can't go. Maybe the trickling of water will inspire her bladder and her loins to let forth the torrent. What am I on about? And there's like an itinerary of the cards. Oh no, it's all different sets of cards you can get. Well, folks, there you go. That was a tour of the tarot. Whether you're into them or you're not, that gets a full 10 out of 10 massive recommendation from me, because it's absolutely gorgeous. You're not paying me to say this. I bought this bloody thing myself, and my God, I love it. I can't see myself ever, even just for fun, doing a reading with them, but I just sit and look at them, go through them, and the beauty is they're all bloody different. You've got the Major Arcana and the Minor Arcana, and they are all different cards, all different illustrations, and they're all jaw-droppingly good. So folks, I have been always shall be Kilt-Man. Please, in the meantime, this ever, let's have another swig of whiskey in between time, whilst we contemplate our future, our past, our present, our future, and what lurks in the tapestry in between that weaves it all together. That's what we've got to pay attention to. It's the little details, the little things. This microphone's not doing its job, is it? Look at it. Please look after yourselves. It's a dodgy, dodgy world out there. Just be safe. And I am going to see you all And wasn't it great playing Psycho 2? It lent some flourish and some sinestro momento and a bit of beauty and elegance to it, because it's a score that's like that. It's a score that, like the film, it has mystery, it has horror, it has madness and paranoia, but it has beauty and sorrow and tragedy and melancholy thrown in, which is, of course, life. I'm out of here.